Hi everyone, this is going to be a slightly different video to the ones that I usually make. The videos that I usually put up on YouTube are very much opinion based, but this video is going to have a lot of facts in it as well. I guess you could say if it's any sort of style, it will be kind of like Deland and Cole. It's kind of like an homage, you could say, which if you don't know what that means shamelessly ripping off his style, but he's a nice guy and a fellow Beard alumni, so I'm sure he'll forgive me. So, on to the story. There has been a lot of news made recently about changes being made to how abortion is applied in the UK. I'll leave all relevant links in the low bar, and there's probably going to be quite a few of them. I'm quoting from a news article here, quote, "The Department of Health confirmed that it would change the rules to ensure that women are also offered counselling independently of existing abortion services. Its announcement was made in advance of an attempt next week led by the Tory backbencher Nadine Dorries, or Doris, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, to amend the Health and Social Care Bill to force such a requirement. Dorries says that the charity-run abortion services, including the British Pregnancy Advisory Service, or BPAS, and Marie Stopes have a financial conflict of interest in advising women seeking terminations. She says that by offering independent counselling, 60,000 of the 200,000 abortions each year could be prevented." First off, BPAS and Marie Stopes are non-profit organisations, so by definition they don't have any financial conflict of interest in what they do. Second of all, you may be wondering, oh wow, where does she get this 60,000 abortions cut each year? From what I can see, nowhere. It's just a figure that she's just made up out of the blue to fit her own needs. Now, if the Speaker chooses to select the controversial amendment, MPs of every party will be given a free vote, as is the tradition with votes on abortion, or votes of conscience, as some say. Now, bills dealing with abortion have come up before and actually been introduced by Nadine Dorries, but have been shot down, including on the 31st of October 2006, where she introduced a private member's bill which would have reduced the time limit for abortion from 24 to 21 weeks. Parliament voted that down by 187 to 108. And in May 2008 she tabled an amendment to the proposed Human Fertilisation and Embryology Bill, again seeking to reduce the upper limit for abortions to 20 weeks from the current 24 weeks of pregnancy. Her amendment was defeated by 332 votes to 190, with a separate 22-week limit opposed by 304 votes to 233, with MPs continuing to support the 24-week abortion limit. First, a little bit of background about this Nadine Dorries. She is a politician with the Conservative Party, no real surprise there, and she's been a Member of Parliament for Mid-Bedfordshire since 2005. As well as the abortion bills that I have mentioned, on the 4th of May 2011, she proposed a bill to require that sex education in schools should include content promoting abstinence to girls aged 13 to 16. That bill is set for its second reading on the 20th of January 2012. She has also made some controversial remarks in regards to abstinence and child sex abuse. On the 16th of May 2011, she said, quote, "If a stronger just say no message was given to children in school, there might be an impact on sex abuse, because a lot of girls, when sex abuse takes place, don't realise until later that it was a wrong thing to do. I don't think people realise that if we did empower this message into girls, imbued this message in school, we would probably have less sex abuse." On her blog, which I'll also leave in the below bar, she posted on the 8th of July 2008 an entry entitled "Abortion Abuse," in which she describes abortion as, quote, "gynecological blood sports." So that's just a little bit of background about the kind of person that is tabling these amendments. Now, as you can imagine, this has sparked an outcry from people, including Stella Creasy, who is the Labour and Cooperative MP from Walthamstow, who tweeted, "Try to respond. First up, no, I'm not supporting the Dorries amendments to healthcare bill, end of." And also from Claire Garida, I'm probably getting all these names wrong, who is the head of the Royal College of General Practitioners. She has said, quote, "There is no agenda in abortion services. There is no pressure at all to encourage women to have an abortion. They encourage women to make a decision about what they want to do. The idea that BPAS or Marie Stopes are colluding to make a profit is wrong. If these independent counsellors, including GPs, which I suspect they will, we know what happened before when you had a service that relied on GPs signing the forms. You had delays as some are conscientious objectors. Why fix what's not broken? It's worked well for 25 years. I work as a GP in Lambeth. I've never heard of abuse in this system. Anything that puts a barrier between a woman to make a choice in a timely manner must be a bad thing and will simply reverse the advances of the past 25 years, end quote. Now, I see all of this as unnecessary, really. Another link I'll leave in the low bar is from Sunny Hundal, who brings up a lot of good points, including that about 20% of women who get advice from BPAS don't end up having abortions anyway, and that both BPAS and Marie Stopes get guidance from the Royal College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists on the basis of clinical evidence on which risks should be explained and how they should be discussed. Lastly, he notes that both are also regulated and licensed by the Department of Health. If they didn't follow the strict guidelines, that they would just be stripped of their license, and that Marie Stopes counsellors belong to the British Association of Counselling and Psychotherapy. So this is not some shady cabal of people who have no qualifications just dispensing their own opinion. These are organisations that have to comply with rigorous rules and regulations, and who get what advice to give and how it should be given from experts in the field. Can Nadine Dorries say the same for whoever is going to be giving out this new independent advice? It seems like the anti-abortion groups in England are going the same way they are in the United States. That is, instead of going straight for the abortion issue and trying to ban it outright, which they do not have the support for, they are trying to snap away at its heel, slowly eroding the rights of women in this country that have taken decades to form. There seems to be a wrongful assumption in the pro-life camp, that being anybody who fights for legal and safe abortions must love abortions and want as many done as possible, and nothing could be further from the truth. I would wager that some of the pro-choice people on the pro-choice side can't stand abortion, maybe as much as people on the opposite side, but they do realise its necessity in this world. It's going to happen no matter what, and advocating for clean, safe and legal abortions is what people who are pro-choice stand for. I don't know about anybody else, but I think less abortions are a good thing, which is why places like the BPAS offer contraceptive care and advice, including emergency contraception, female sterilisation and vasectomies. They don't want abortions as much as the next person. Now, I don't think I'm being too cynical here in thinking that the main goal is to shoehorn in a bunch of groups with an agenda to try and blindside women with misleading facts, guilt trips and outright lies in order to persuade women to keep their pregnancy, and I think that is outrageous. For a woman to even consider having an abortion takes a lot of thought, taking in various different aspects of how it's going to affect her life and the lives of others around her. It is not an easy decision, as some may think. The last thing a woman needs when she is weighing up her options is more delays, which is only going to amplify the negative emotions and the distress they are already going through, and listen to someone who may be unqualified, giving her misinformation and pushing their own agenda. The last thing I want to do is to recommend you follow Abortion Rights on Twitter. They are the UK's national pro-choice campaign, and they also have on their front page of their website, which I'll also link to, a place where you can type in your postcode and email your MP about asking them to vote against them. It may not seem like much, but I see this as a very dangerous move in the wrong direction. I'm not going to use the slippery slope fallacy, but it is worrying when things like this come up and they get a lot of traction. So that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to get some basic information out there. Feel free to share this around if you feel like it. And I'll see you in my next video. Cheerio.